Hello, my name is HQ of HQ Reacts. Welcome to my channel. Please do me a favor. Hit the like button, share the stream, and click the notification button for new content. Thank you.
Hello, hello, hello. This is HQ in the house. I come to you yet again with an interesting series that I want to start. I change series all the time, so don't worry about it. I find things that are important and then I want to say or talk about them, right? This is the series in which, and it may not even be a series, it's just going to be a highlight. We want to talk about the people who have not put the interest of our democracy first. We want to talk about the people who have over and over again not done what's best for the public interest or what's not done for the middle class. And those people, I feel, are our congressmen, men and women in the Senate and the House. I want to highlight all of those people. I want to voice who they are and what they did or did not vote for that benefited the United States. Middle class. I care about the middle class and the poor. I don't care about the upper rich portion of our society. I am, in that regard, a Democrat, right? Progressive Democrat at that. Being a progressive Democrat, we believe in the following things. At least this progressive Democrat believes in the following things. This is what I believe as a Democrat. People have different interpretations of what us Democrats believe, but I believe these are fundamental to the Democratic platform. I don't know what you believe in, but this is what I believe in. Those things, those tenets. I understand that politics as usual happen in Washington. I get all that. But in reality here, it's about the very foundation of how we take care of one another in America. To me, that is important. I'm talking about the people who voted for the big, beautiful bill. And some of them are proud that they voted for it. They may celebrate it as a win, but the truth is, by supporting this bill, they have put the long-term well-being of ordinary, everyday middle-class citizens at risk. Here's the bottom line. This bill takes direct aim at the social safety nets, the programs that protect our seniors, our children, our veterans, people with disabilities, and working families when times are tough. I'm talking about Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP, and other supports that millions and millions of people depend on to put food on the table, get medical care too, and keep a roof over their head. These are not luxuries. These are lifelines. When you vote to shrink or weaken those lifelines, you are voting to make everyday life harder for American people. It doesn't matter how nice the name of the bill sounds. It doesn't matter what political spin gets attached to it. It doesn't matter what side you're on, left or right. The bottom line is that this legislation strips away protections and resources that keep families above board. Think about it in real terms, okay? A mom who's working 2 jobs relies on food stamps to help buy groceries when her paycheck doesn't quite cover everything. And everybody who knows, who's listening to me, understands what that means. You make just enough so you don't need food stamps. So I don't give a damn about those people who need food stamps. That's what half of y'all say. A child with asthma sees a doctor because their family qualifies for health insurance. Under this bill, red tape is added to that. Benefits are cut back. Instead of you being able to get glasses with your eye exam, you're not able to get glasses with your eye. You can have an eye exam for free, but then you got to come up with the money for the glasses or half the glasses. Now, all of that is free when you're on Medicaid. You get this eye exam and you get the glasses for free. Now, they cut back on giving you the glasses for free. This is how they cut back. Now you got to come up with the money. We can diagnose what's wrong with your eyes, but we can't give you the glasses for free. That's how they cut back on services. And more people will fall into the cracks. These are not numbers on a damn spreadsheet, okay? These are your neighbors, your friends, maybe even your own damn family. People who support this bill will tell you it's about cutting waste, fraud, and abuse, promoting responsibility, or balancing the budget. But let's be clear, okay? The so-called savings from this bill aren't being reinvested in strengthening the safety net. Instead, much of it is going for tax breaks to the rich and special interest. In other words, the people who need the money the most, the savings the most, screw them. Screw them. They don't need, we don't need to invest back into the middle class. Forget them. While those who already had the most to gain even more get the tax breaks. That is not right. That is unfair. That is not justice. It's not what I believe in. We all want government programs to run efficiently, okay? Nobody wants fraud, waste, or abuse. But piling on new restrictions, making it harder to qualify doesn't stop fraud, okay? It just stops eligible people from getting what they earned or what they deserve or what they need. Imagine being denied food stamps because you missed one form or you didn't understand the online system. That is not catching fraud. That's pushing struggling families off Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps deliberately. Some members of Congress will also argue that this bill encourages people to work. Let me tell you, most people on these programs already work, okay? They clean hotel rooms, serve food, take care of your kids, drive trucks, stock shelves, work in factories. Work requirements don't help these people. They just add hoops to jump through that risk cutting off their health care or food if they can't prove enough hours on paper. Life don't always fit neatly into a little form, and Congress knows that shit. These rich people know that shit. The long-term impact of this bill is even more troubling. By weakening the safety net, we're setting up future generations for more hunger, more illness, and more instability. When kids don't get enough food to eat, they struggle in school. When adults can't afford their medications, they get sicker and sicker and they miss work and die. When families lose health coverage, they end up in emergency rooms, which drives costs higher for everyone. Y'all do know that Bum Keisha works, and she works her regulated 20 hours a week plus. So she's going to be all right. It's the elderly, the disabled, and the handicapped that are going to be affected by this bill the most. What we save on paper will cost us much, much more tomorrow in dollars and in human life. Let me be clear. Voting for this bill is not just a policy choice, okay? This wasn't just a policy choice because you were a Republican. You chose this. This is a moral decision. They know that people are going to die if they cut them off of the food stamps, if they cut them off of public aid, if they cut them off Medicare. It's a moral decision, and they all made it. Any member of Congress who supported this bill made the choice to put politics and wealthy donors ahead of the needs of everyday American people. That's the hard fact of life. They don't give a damn about the middle class or the poor. They harmed the people they swore to protect, an oath to serve. They weakened the very safety net that was designed to protect us all from hardship. And don't let them off the hook by saying, well, something had to be done. They was living off my tax dollars. They were getting food stamps and they weren't supposed to. I hear that shit from y'all every time. But what about the people that weren't frauding? See, this is the quote I heard. Democrats will let 199 people have it, even if there's one person committing fraud. And Republicans will let 99 people starve just to catch one person committing fraud. That's fucked up, Republicans. That's fucked up. Of course, we should always work to improve programs, of course. But the real leadership doesn't mean tearing down the safety net. It means fixing what's broken while keeping people secure. And this is not what that administration is doing. They're tearing down all of these safety nets: housing, education, food, medical, healthcare, all of that. Instead of addressing it, they're tearing it down. You're not saving any money. What money came from Doge? Can somebody explain to me where that Doge money went to? I'd love to hear that, because they were supposed to get waste, fraud, and abuse. I would love to hear where that money went to. But can't no jackass tell you where it went to. Can't none of them congressmen tell you where it went to, because it went right into the pocket of the rich people. I mean, we regular people, we people, middle class people, poor people, we didn't get no tax cut. Well, where's our check in the mail? Where's the check in the mail that we were supposed to get? $5,000 or whatnot. We didn't get nothing, because we weren't important enough. And people voted for this agenda, not knowing that you weren't important enough. They don't give a damn about whether you get any of the benefits of this bill. Signing this bill means making sure seniors won't retire with dignity. Children will go to bed hungry, and working families will still have to strive to live from paycheck to paycheck. And y'all know what the hell I'm talking about, because a lot of y'all live from paycheck to paycheck. So you know what I mean. Oh, well, I'm pulling myself up by the bootstraps. It's the victim mentality. That's why y'all want it. This fight is bigger than party labels. It's bigger than Republican and Democrat. It's about poor people against the rich people. Democrat or Republican, rich or poor, rural or urban, everybody has a stake in this safety net. You are only as strong as your weakest link, and you guys know that to be true. You're only as strong as your weakest link. These programs are not charity. They're insurance we all pay into a society, a social contract. They are the promise that when you fall, your country won't let you hit the goddamn ground alone. That's the point of the safety net. So I say this: if your member of Congress voted for the big, beautiful bill, we hold them accountable. I'm calling their ass the fuck out. Ask them why they thought cutting Medicaid or food assistance was more important than protecting your family's health and security. Ask them why they chose tax cuts for the rich people over food for the elderly, the handicapped, and the homeless. And if they can't give you a damn straight answer, remember that the power to change course lies in our hands at the ballot box. We're going to vote all these motherfuckers who voted for this bill out of office. We're going to vote you out of office. Because you don't give a damn about the middle class and the poor class. You give a damn about the rich. Otherwise, you never would have voted for a bill that cut those people out. We are stronger when we take care of each other. The social safety net is not a burden. It is the backbone of our shared prosperity. Weakening it weakens all of us. Strengthening it makes us more resilient, more compassionate, and more American. Do not be fooled by clever names or pretty speeches from this administration. Look at what this bill really does and remember who voted for it. Together, we gonna demand better. We gonna demand better from our leaders. We want to see who defended the safety net to help people. We gonna remember who fights for families, who fights for minimum wage being raised, who fights for fair tax cuts, who believes in health care for everybody. We're going to remember who fights for these things because in the end, protecting one another is not just good policy, it's the right thing to do. So, because some members of Congress chose to vote for the big, beautiful bill, it's more important than ever for us to know who exactly supported it and who stood against it, okay? Because if you stood for it, that meant you weren't thinking about poor families or the handicapped or veterans or our elderly. These votes have real consequences, and we're going to make you pay for them at the ballot box. And I'm going to do my part. Okay? They have consequences. They determine whether families get the help they need or are left struggling. So we're going to find out who you are. We believe voters deserve this transparency, okay? And that means clearly showing which senators and representatives voted to weaken the social safety net and which ones stood to protect it. So we're going to find out. And we're going to get called out. I'm going to go down the list of all 400 plus people in the House and all 100 senators in the Senate. And we're going to see who voted for the bill, who voted against Americans, the middle class and the poor, who voted against us. I will be highlighting those names of every Senate and House person who voted so the public can see the choices made on their behalf. This is not about politics as usual, okay? Sorry. It's about accountability. People have a right to know which elected officials prioritize rich interests over the health, food security, and safety and basic well-being of ordinary, everyday Americans. Knowing who voted which way empowers voters to make informed decisions in the future. Let's hope you guys have read that big, beautiful bill. Okay? I don't need to tell you what's in the bill. Go to Chat GPT and figure out what the bill was about because it's a big bill. I think it's 900 plus pages, right? You'll find out what's in that bill. But we do know that they cut off Medicaid. We do know they cut off food stamps. We understand all of that. And that's a part of the priorities that I have as a human being. You can have different priorities. You can care about what the rich get. I don't care about what the rich get. They'll be just fine. We have to care about the middle class and the poor. And right now, the real truth is middle class need food stamps. Middle class needs some kind of housing regulation. Middle class needs that. And any politician that don't have the poor people, the veterans, and the elderly on their mind, and the working class on their mind, I'm not voting for you. And I'm a damn sure make sure that my platform highlights people who don't give a damn about those middle class people. Okay? So I'm trying to hold you accountable. The decisions made in Washington today shape the lives of families for years and years to come, okay? By showing who voted for the big, beautiful bill and who did not, I'm going to hold you accountable. Push for better leadership. Vote you out and ensure that protecting the public interest becomes the standard, not the exception. Us middle class make up more than poor and rich, but we dragging the poor with us. So we looking out for the middle class interests. We ain't looking out for rich people no more. The American people deserve nothing less. So with that being said, I'm going to start highlighting them people in the Senate, all 530 plus of y'all. We're going to start highlighting you guys and the ones that voted for the big, beautiful bill and any kind of thing against the American middle class. I'm going to highlight your name and I'm going to put you on board. And I'm going to say, you voted for the big, beautiful bill, and this is what it does, and this is how it destabilizes middle class and families. I'll be implementing that in the next for the next year or two. I'm going to be doing that because I think it's important for you to know what your representative has done. Your representative has sold you out. Okay? You should know that. Voting right or voting left. If the Republicans voted against the middle class interests, then you need to be voted out of office because you don't mean any goodwill to the American people. Same with the left. If you're not voting for the middle class, for people who can't work for themselves or do for themselves or protect themselves, if you're not working for the middle class like that, I can't help you. I won't vote for you, and I will highlight your name and say you don't give a damn about people. We're going to just go down the list. It is what it is. Who did you vote for? Why did you vote? Did you think that was a good voting pattern? Every time we turn around and it's something to be voted for the poor person or the middle class person, you don't vote for that. You vote for the rich people. Okay, so we're going to highlight your work. You done showed your work. Now we finna show ours.